Hello guys, this is CppiLove here, and this is your second tutorial on programming in C++ using Xcode version 4.6.2, the latest one, Mac OS X. And as you can see, it saved our thing from last tutorial, the first one, our Hello World program. And what we're going to do this tutorial is we're going to teach you input. Now, input is something that the user gives you. Like, output is you giving the user something, like the text "Hello World." Input is when he or she gives the computer something, or you something. So we want to create a program file, just like we did last time, command line tool. Make sure it says C++. And for this product name, we want to do... you can name it anything you want. It doesn't matter. I'm going to name it input and output. Now, input and output, that means giving something or putting something in and getting something out of it. So, as you can see, we just created our input and output, and we want to go to our main file, just like we did last time, and delete everything. Next, we want to hashtag include our IO stream. If you don't know what include and IO stream means, you should go back to my first tutorial and see what I mean. And using namespace standard std, I'm not going to explain that this tutorial, but I will in a tutorial to come. Int main, because this is the main one, and we always want to return 0. You should just put that there right now. Now, what we're going to do in this tutorial, as it's called, input and output. So, what we want to do is first, we can create a string. Now, what a string is, it's anything inside parentheses like this. This is a string. 25 inside parentheses is a string. Anything that are in double quotes is a string. So we're going to create a string called, what should we call it? Username. And it's going to equal nothing right now because we're going to set it. So we created a string called username, and it's going to be the user's name. So, we created the string called username. Now we want to see out, just like we did in the last tutorial, but this time it's not going to be hello world. It's going to be what's your name. And the best thing to do is put /n. You can either put /end, or you can do end l, which is end line. I'll show you what happens if you don't do these. Like here, we're going to just save it and run it right now. See, it says, what's your name? So then it's on the same line as this text. Now, if you do /n or end l, it doesn't matter which one you use. We're now typing on the next line, which is it looks neater. So, now, as you can see, if you're trying to type in, you can't type in. That's because we haven't set it so they can type in yet. Now, remember how outputting it is C out? Well, what do you think inputting it is? Correct answer, C in. Now, this parentheses is pointing outward, so that means it's C outing it. So to C in, we point the opposite direction, so it's going into the computer. And we're going to save the input as username. So let's go back over. What we did so far is we created something called username, and right now it equals nothing. Then we see out what's your name, and then it gets what he typed in, and it stores it into a variable called username. Next tutorial, I think I'm going to explain variables and data types like strings and integers. That's what I think I'm doing next. So as you can see, now it just stored in his name. Now you can save it and run it. Building. Build succeeded, and it says, what's your name? So I can type in CppiLove, and you see it doesn't do anything because we haven't done anything right here. So I just typed it in, CppiLove, and it doesn't do anything. Now what we want to do, just for the sake of this short tutorial, is we're going to see out your name is, make sure to put a space at the end, and instead of doing, like if you're doing JavaScript, instead of like plus username, it's not plus since we're C outing it, it's still C out, and then we're going to add username, and put a semicolon. So now what we did was we see out your name is, and then we put, here, I'm going to add this. There we go. So what it does now is it says your name is space, and then it takes this username and it puts it right where that is, and then we're going to put a period. So now what we're going to do, and you can add /n if you want. It always looks neater. We can click run, and now it says, what's your name? So I'm going to type in CppiLove, and now it says your name is CppiLove. So that was basically inputs and outputs. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for my next tutorial. It's going to be data types, variables, and other cool stuff. Thanks for watching. See ya.